How y'all doing, baby? It's Wednesday, baby. It's hump day. We're halfway through this week, baby. And there's news all over the place. And so we need to keep our head in the news, but we also need to remember what day this is. This is September 11th, baby. This is 18 years since the attack on our nation. And 18 years, baby. That's long enough for those that joined the military to fight that war are now eligible for retirement. They've spent their whole life in the military at war. So it is America's longest standing war, and we just need to stop and remember today the lives that were lost and the pain that suffered. Uh, those that were born around that time are now eligible to join the service. That's how long it's been, baby. And you would think that in the past, as other presidents would do, the man that sits in our house would put out some words of wisdom, a message to the country, bringing solidarity and maybe patriotism into the picture. But that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. Donnie started his little day today doing what Donnie does every day. He's on Twitter, baby, but it's not about remembering. It's not about being patriotic on this day, reaching out to your fellow citizens and making sure that we are still e pluribus unum. No. No, Donnie had to tweet about the Washington Post ABC poll that came out that has Donnie losing to everybody. They have him losing to Sleepy Joe, Pocahontas, and all the others on the Democratic ticket beating him. And he's upset about that. So, of course, that's the number one priority in his life is to make sure he tweets out a bunch of bullshit to let his little minion know that it's a fake news story and that these are fake polls and don't believe any of it. And it's the lamestream media using all these words that he's used to using before and attacking the truth because he doesn't like the truth. And the truth is, every day since that man has taken office, this country has suffered. And we continue to suffer at the hands of a man that doesn't know what the hell he's doing and has no interest in saving this country. His interest lies elsewhere, baby. It's not here. But we came together after 9/11, and patriotism rose pretty high, baby. And people wanted to do something. People wanted to get to the people that attacked us. And we did. We went to Afghanistan, baby. We found Al-Qaeda. We attacked them everywhere they were in Afghanistan, but that was not enough for the man that was in charge at that time. There were no big cities to go after. There was the Al-Qaeda and Taliban were loosely scattered all over the countryside and hard to find. So W took us into Iraq, baby, on a pack of lies so big you could sit on it, with pictures and vials and documents that were altered and pressured the public into going into a war that hasn't ended, baby. That war gave birth to ISIS, and that led us into Syria, and that whole ball of wax over there has been nothing but a meat grinder for our boys that go over there and fight. And at some point you have to start wondering, where's the intelligence in our house? Where are the leaders in our house? How did it get this way? And in my opinion, a hero came along named Barack Obama, baby. A man that tried to set this nation back on course, who was dealing with an economic mess that his predecessor had just dumped on him. And he fought hard. He fought hard for the American people and brought us the Affordable Care Act, now known as Obamacare, that Donnie's trying to kill every time he turns around. But he went after Osama bin Laden in Turkey. Took a lot of guts to do that. It took a man of courage to do that. And he brought this country back up. He brought this country back to a sense of normality. Until people like Donald Trump started talking about birtherism. Where's he from? He's a black man. How dare him be in the White House? And Obama embarrassed him at a correspondence dinner. Got under Donnie's ass real bad. And Donnie's been itching to get back at him ever since then, baby. And it doesn't matter. Excuse me, I thought I left my phone out yonder. Anyway, hard to do one like this. Baby, there's news I could shout out, but it's just not it's a special day. It's a day of remembrance, and it's hard to do a rant when you're Anyway, the election of Donald Trump changed everything. Changed everything, and in my book, we're in just about as much of a crisis now as we were 18 years ago. Except now we're not worried about planes flying into buildings, baby. We're worrying about the man that sits in our house, selling us out to Russia or anybody else that's got a dime to stick in his pocket. We watch him every day as he tries to siphon money out of this government, out of the taxpayers, baby, any way he can, him and his whole family. If you look at all the deals that they've made around the world because of his position, it's disgusting, and the Congress should impeach him on the emollients clause. Because if they don't, I don't know why the emollients clause is even in there. But it is, baby. And we're supposed to abide by those laws. And we've watched this man step on them and shit on them every time you turn around. So it's time for our Congress to make a damn big leap. We don't want little mealy-mouthed conversations going on here about, oh, well, we're going to think about this or think about that. The time for action is now. The time to save this country is now. Because every day, including a day like today, we watch that little slime ball embarrass us all. And there's no other way to call it outside of that. They're liars, cheats, and thieves on that side. Now we got the whole big thing about Alabama Gate, about Mick Mulvaney now telling the NOAA people that if they don't back up Trump, they're going to get fired and shit like that. They're trying to create an atmosphere of dictatorship, an oligarch. Who Mick Mulvaney is now the the consigliere of the Don, meaning crook. Because that's what it looks like. It looks like our whole administration is nothing but a pack of liars. And they're all willing to lie to keep Donnie all in line, I guess, or to make him look like he's not so stupid as he loses cabinet members left and right. Nobody wants to work for the man because he's ignorant, and nobody can deal with ignorance. You can't fix stupid. Isn't that what that comedian said? You can't fix stupid. Well, Donnie's stupid, and you can't fix that. Should have left it out there. Anyway, hard, baby. It's hard to do one like this because I want to yell. I want to rant and scream. But in my heart, it's not there. It's someplace else. It's a desire to see this country bloom again, to come together again, to have a basic cause that we all work towards together, the way we used to, trying to encourage all sectors of our society to lift everybody up. Those are the days that I like to remember. It ain't been easy, and it's been a tough fight, baby, but every one of them has been a tough fight. So this is no tougher than any other. But this one has more drastic, consequences. The longer this man stays in power, the longer he shows he doesn't show anything. He doesn't show any empathy. He doesn't show any intelligence. All he shows is a desire to beat his own drum and tell everybody how great he is in every chance he gets and how he's the smartest at everything in the world in history. And I'm so tired of that. He's a megalomaniac that is worthy of any James Bond evil guy that you want to think about. The evil presence in our world is sitting in our house. And he's reaching out to all the wrong people, baby, while he kicks our allies in the shin and chumps them off, while he sucks up to people like Putin and Un. And we're fixing to have another summit with Un. Boy, he sure is getting a lot of messages. I should have left it out here. That happens all day long. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed your day. Even if you had to work, I hope at some point during the day you took a little time to remember, where we were then and where we are now, and the work that we have to keep doing to return our country back to a little civility, back to normal, back to a nation that is working to progress for all of us, not just a bunch of thieves looking to steal as much as they can and get all they can for the 1% and the corporations rule. That's not the world we want, baby. We fought too hard to get a lot of regulations to protect the citizens, in both financially and environmentally. And now they're being torn apart by a madman, assisted by a bunch of idiots. But anyway, this show is brought to you by our Patreon members, baby, that keep us going, and those that support the show in other ways. If it weren't for them, this message wouldn't be getting out, and we are so thankful to them and to you for giving us the most precious thing you can, and that is your time. We'll be live tomorrow night, and we'll get after the bad shit and all that. But it's a special day today, and it's a day that I just don't feel like screaming my lungs out. I want to encourage you to be informed and to be concerned, because I'm concerned. I'm concerned for you and this whole nation, and until we get it back, baby, it's reasonable cause to be concerned. So, on that note, like, share, subscribe. John Bertavo, Blue Dot in Texas. On YouTube, John Bertavo. On Facebook, John Bertavo Speaks, the Blue Dot Family. Blue Dot Family, JBS Blue Dot Family. Go by and join a Blue Dot organization somewhere. Get involved in the conversation. Make a friend. That's what it's all about, is growing this family. And those that support us are the ones that help this family grow. And we should all be a little proud of that. On that note, y'all take care, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.